What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at Toyota of Tampa Bay, bringing you this brand new 2021 Toyota Camry SE. The model today is in a super white, listed at $34,020. For 2021, Toyota did some small updates on the XSE. They now offer a hybrid powertrain, some exterior changes, new wheel designs, updated driver assistance, and interior changes. 2.5-liter dynamic force 4-cylinder, pumping out 203 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. Matted to an 8-speed electronic controlled automatic transmission with intelligence. We're going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. The front fascia has a light change, and it's more or less in the fog lamp aesthetic area. You're going to be getting the blacked out grille with the sports mesh in between, bi-LED combination lights with the black accents, and I think the aerodynamic lines that's on the hood does give a nice flair to the vehicle. This Camry is a front-wheel drive. You can opt for an all-wheel drive. That's around $1,400 more, and you'll lose 3 miles per gallon. Toyota no longer offers an L. This model is getting 28 to 39 mpgs, the height of the vehicle at 56.9 inches, and a width of 72.4. This Toyota Camry weighs around 3,350 pounds. Later on in the review, when we take it for the test drive, we'll see if this 4-cylinder engine is powerful enough to give it the momentum of that 7.8 0 to 60. Set with the 18-inch alloy wheels, which expresses that sport look. The front disc at 12 inches, it's a solid. Your rear brakes is at 11.06. The length of the vehicle is at 192.7, a wheelbase at 111.2. This is an independent McPherson strut front suspension with a stabilizer bar. The rear is your multi-link with the stabilizer bar, also known as your sports tuned suspension. LED taillights with black accents that's integrated into the rear bumper. I think it makes a nice flare and a sporty look for the Camry. You're also getting the spoiler lip on the top, so it gives a nice little pop above the Toyota emblem. This one has a single exhaust pipe with dual chrome finishers. Kind of wish it had 2 exhaust pipes, or maybe just put one exhaust here, maybe in the middle or something. I think they really did a good job with the sport look on the rear. I'm not really a big fan of the one exhaust because it looks a little naked. Going inside to your cargo at 15.1 cubic feet, you can also put the back seats down at a 60/40 fold. With Toyota making sports and luxury vehicles, I think it brings a good segment to the brand, making quality and a statement for what you drive. Let me know in the comments what you think about this 2021 Toyota Camry SE as we go over the interior, the infotainment screen, and take this for our test drive. The SE brings elements to the interior, starting off with sports soft tech trim front seats with fabric inserts, 8-way power adjustments with lumbar support and memory for the driver, 6-way for the passenger, headroom at 38.3 inches, legroom at 42.1 inches. Available 9-inch infotainment, or the 7-inch infotainment comes standard. And this new type screen that they're integrated in the models, standard will be your 6-speaker audio sound system, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Amazon Alexa, advanced voice recognition, Sirius XM, music streaming via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi hotspot, has your adaptive cruise control, multi-function steering wheel with the leather and metal look, which also brings the paddle shifters that are plastic, but for the price point, I'm happy to see that it has the adaptive cruise control. You get a 4.2 TFT multi-information display in the gauge cluster. You have 3 different driving modes, an eco, a normal, a sport. This has soft textures throughout the cabin. On the top part of the door panel, unfortunately it's not, but where you put your arms, it's actually pretty soft. You do have sufficient storage in the door panel. Opening up in the center console, 2 USBs, some storage, cup holders, more storage, another 12 volt, another USB. I like the metal look that they got on the dash, and the black high gloss polish looks really nice. The front of the interior pretty well for the SE. Let's take a look at the rear. Entering into the rear, as you can see, because of the wheelbase of the Toyota Camrys, even if you're tall, you can fit in really easy. 38 inches of headspace, 38 inches of leg space. Anyone that's 6 foot fit without any problems. Some cup holders, a little bit of storage here. You can maybe put your cell phone if you have a smaller phone. The door panels, you can maybe put a 16-ounce bottle. That's about it. One touch up and down, so that's good. The seats are actually really comfortable. I don't necessarily like the design of them, but it does kind of hug you well. And the areas where you put your elbows is all soft materials. Let's see how the middle looks. So now I'm in the middle. My head kind of grazes the headliner, but it isn't actually too bad. You can fit 3 people. That's around 6'3" without any problems in the rear of this SE Toyota Camry. Let's go over that infotainment screen. So I parked this Camry directly in the sun, and you can see it does a good job kind of polishing off and making the sun not actually hit it. I also have the Apple CarPlay plugged into it easily to just plug in and out. Going into your settings, you can also click into anything here. This will tell you for your audio sound system. This doesn't have your navigation installed in it. Otherwise, if you leave it into the home screen, it'll be like this. Putting into your reverse, it does have trajectory. It's actually a pretty clean screen. You can also zoom in here if you want to have kind of a wider look, so that way you can see maybe like a 180 degree. For the TFT display screen, you do have a few different settings that kind of make it easier for the driver. You can turn on and off different settings. For the Toyota Camry, they do offer another engine trim. That's the V6 301 horsepower. This one at 203 horsepower, a 4-cylinder. We're going to kind of see how well it does in the performance for the weight. That's why I was actually explaining that in the details, because when it's a heavy vehicle, a 4-cylinder makes it a little hard and sluggish, but giving it some gas, she actually performs pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed with the actual speed pickup of this 4-cylinder. As you hit a higher RPM, it does get really noisy. There is no dual pane windows, so just kind of take that out of the equation. Looking around for like blind spots, this does have your blind spot monitoring, so that's also a nice little pop. It doesn't really have any blind spots. It's a little bit of a longer vehicle. However, it's a vehicle that's not too overboard, so in the front, because of the hood structure, you can actually see the front pretty easy, so you kind of know how long it is. And for the rear, because of the way the seats are positioned, you don't actually feel like there is back seats per se. However, when you look back there, you don't really have any blind spots either. The seat comfort for the driver is actually pretty good. It's not as comfortable as the actual back seats, I will say. You sit a little bit more firm, but you do have different power adjustments, so that kind of makes it a little bit easy too. And the lumbar support is actually really good. I don't necessarily, because I'm taller, I tend to kind of put my arm more or less where the window is. So if you are tall, you might find yourself kind of going back and forth with your left arm. The tech features, I'm really blown away. This also has your speed limit recognition, which when you get into luxury vehicles, you pay pretty good premium for these things. So the actual amenities you got is good. Giving it some gas, no hesitation, goes really nice. And I mean, it's very simple and easy to use the vehicle, which is also good. Setting your cruise control, very easy, just like no problems at all. You also have your steering assist as well in the vehicle. So the vehicle really has a lot of tech features for the price point. Checking the turn radius on this Camry, it does about 2.5 lanes, giving it some throttle. And it sets you back nice. It does have a really loud exhaust note. Going back into your cruise control, we're going to set everything, put this out of the gear. We got the steering assist, we got the adaptive cruise control, everything set on the vehicle. And again, just blown away by it, and you're getting really good gas consumption in the vehicle as well. These type of vehicles, whenever you're just driving them around normal, it is pretty quiet for the most part. If you get into the highway, it's going to sound a little bit louder, but I mean, it's a car that you could drive every day. You don't really have to worry about anything. Luxury amenities is really gonna appeal to you depending on the price point that you pay. So the less money you spend, the less equipment you get. You still get all of that technology, which is a really good deal considering if you're going to compare this to a luxury vehicle, you would be paying probably $40,000 to $50,000 and you may not get all of the technology. On the infotainment screen, I do kind of like the way it does show the range and the way you're getting your MPGs, because Toyota is really known about getting good gas consumption, and that's what you're wanting when you get a Toyota Camry. Efficiency and something that is reliable. We're going to take this back to Toyota Tampa Bay and wrap this review up. I'd like to thank Toyota of Tampa Bay for giving us this 2021 Toyota Camry SE for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click the subscribe button, check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here. Hawkeye rocks.